subsequent wise specifically, don't give more of yourself to people than you need from your own self. So don't give so much of you to others, trying to prove yourself that you lose yourself. Because that's a very common thing. I can prove I belong, and you're not married to these people. You're married to the husband. So, and then the people be sitting there going, I wish she'd stop giving herself. Just stop. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Be real. You don't have to, because then that ends up looking like what it translates into you trying too hard. You doing too much. You doing too much. You're trying to get points with them, and then it just looks manufactured.
Warning: viewer discretion is advised. The content, viewed as an educational material you are about to experience, could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
As someone who is, outer space gal, as someone who is considering being a second wife, how do I get rid of the guilt of feeling like I'm harming another woman? How do I bring positivity for everybody involved? Oh, that's so cute. And it's not to be funny, because that's the thing that we think about, where it's like, how do I bring positivity? How do I show? And I stated that, I don't know if you were on earlier, we talked about a comment that we had in one of our last lives about what does a second wife bring, to the family, or how can she show that she brings this stuff to the family. And it's like, okay,
proving you belong.
You're trying to prove you belong. And it's like, you don't have to prove you belong. You already belong. You are part of the family. You married, you are married to this man as well. So you're part of the family. I can't tell you an easy way, because as I stated before, what you think about, what you focus on is going to be what it is. So I can easily say, well, then just don't feel guilty. That's just easy to say. What does that look like? The thing is definitely working on personal development and knowing that you are a part of that family. And how you bring positivity, if you're already a positive person, honey, then you're already a positive person. People are going to see it. If they want to see it, they'll see it. If they don't want to see it, there's nothing you can do or nothing you can say that can make them.
Yeah, and then another thing I would really want to tell subsequent wise specifically, don't give more of yourself to people than you need from your own self. So don't give so much of you to others, trying to prove yourself that you lose yourself. Because that's a very common thing. I can prove I belong, and you're not married to these people. You're married to the husband. So, and then the people be sitting there going, I wish she'd stop giving herself. Just stop. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Be real. You don't have to, because then that ends up looking like what it translates into you trying too hard. You doing too much. You doing too much. You're trying to get points with them, and then it looks manufactured, and you don't want to do that. But just stay true to who you are. Yes. So don't be willing to give so much away from yourself. Many women marry men, and they give so much away, and they're really to take so much that they're stripping themselves of what makes them unique by trying to give it to somebody else who doesn't appreciate it sometimes.
Right.
And they'll be like, okay, kill yourself. Anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then when it comes down to it, just work on you. Continue to grow. Continue to grow in your own, in your own family, in your own relationship, in your own marriage. Continue to do the things that shed light. That shines this light on who you are as a person.
You're already on our channel, and you see how we are empowering people when it comes to polygamy education. You may be wondering, what's the next step? Especially knowing that we are the authors of the book,
Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. If you want to get off the emotional roller coaster, whether it's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases, you're going to want to pick up this book.
Definitely wish I would have had this book back a while ago when we first embarked on polygyny. And you will learn a lot of things about minding your marriage and what that actually means. So you're not comparing your marriage to your co-wives or anybody else's for that matter.
If you've heard, I'm not against polygamy, I just against when it's not done right, you want to learn how to do it right? This will teach you how to be more than twice the man you need to be to get it done. Let's talk polygamy.com. We look forward to shipping yours off to you.
The thing is that I tell my clients, I say, one or two things are going to happen. You are either going to attract those who like that in their lives, and you're going to repel those who it's going to be a problem. And either way, it's a good thing, because as long as if you're continuing to grow, you don't want people in your life that's going to bring you down and that's going to dim that light. And if you can be that positive and beautiful influence, and people are appreciative of that, then so be it. So it's a win-win all around the board.
Yeah. Just take care of you. That's
Watching from Egypt, alhamdulillah.
Look at Egypt in the house.
So, yes, sounds quality is better. Oh, yeah. Majida, I've always said that the energy that is between the wives has a lot to do with the relationship the husband allows. Meaning, if he doesn't care if you have a relationship with each other or not, it isn't good at the end of the day. Kind of. That's what I'm going to say, because we're still grown. We're still grown, and what we have to do as wives is work on our influence. Because sometimes our husbands may be afraid. Using that word, please, don't get too triggered with me using that word. But sometimes they can be afraid that, it's not going to work, or they're going to have an issue with each other, or it's going to be a catfight, or it's going to be some drama, and everything like that. The influence comes from you as a woman being, growing, learning, and being that peace, being that sunshine, that, being the person that can also admit to your mistakes, being mature, being able to be accountable, all these different things. Because maybe it could have started off that way, but just because it started off crazy doesn't mean it have to end crazy. Mm-hmm. So it's not always that. So it can be we all have to play our part. That's what I'm saying. We don't want to place blame that is only this person or is because of him and everything, because we're still our own person and we're still grown. His leadership should be, he should be in working on his leadership and increasing his leadership skills, so he can be that, he can lead and navigate for his family to win. Mm-hmm. However, we still have our parts to play as well. So we can't just put it all on him. We got to be able to make sure that we show that we are mature enough to have these relationships as well, and possibly be able to say, you know what, I believe that we should do this, and this is the reason why, and be able to be influential in a positive way.
Yeah, because you can influence in a negative way, and it's not attractive.